Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, February 28th. I'm Kiki Thaxter. This week on Norwood News, we get a stretch on this week's Living Local. Jack McCarthy checks on the progress of the Coakley construction. But first, last week, the Norwood senior community came together to pay tribute to their friend Bill McCoy. Bill was a driving force, dedicating his time and money to help make a difference in the lives of Norwood senior citizens.
We are here to celebrate the life of Bill McCoy, who passed away last month, kind of suddenly. So we're here just to all his friends and family to celebrate all the great things that he did. I loved everything about Bill. You know, he had such a strong passion for the senior center, but such a huge heart. And he just, he took care of this dance floor that we're in here. That was his biggest baby. He wanted to make sure that that dance floor was always kept up. He always came in with a funny joke, always going to send us home early, hear our confessions. He's just, I totally miss him in his daily visits for sure. Generous with his time, generous with, his money, generous with everything. We wouldn't be in this room right now if it wasn't for the Friends of the Council on Aging. The seniors wouldn't be riding around in buses if it wasn't for the Friends. You wouldn't be housed in our beautiful garage if it wasn't for Bill McCoy. So it gives me the chills to think that all he did for us here and so quietly.
I'm 101 years old now, and I joined this thing when they were all 60 years old. and they've all grown up with me. But Bill McCoy is the one that got me. But he didn't invite you, he surrounded you. As you walk by, he'd just say, pick up that end of that thing And I said, what thing? That thing. He said, okay. He said, where are we going? Over there. He gives orders right away. I was just always glad to see him and talk to him and everything, and he got me involved. We started, Bill, me, and Ann Benson. We realized somehow that the COA couldn't make money. It was in their rules that they couldn't do, yard sales and things. So Bill said, why don't we, do something for them? And we just went from there, and he just kept coming up with things every day. He'd say, let's do this, let's do that. It was us. It was us. He kept saying us, but it was us.
And one last thing, Jim. One word, if you can, to sum up Bill McCoy.
Well met. He was a good friend. He was loyal. He was like the Boy Scouts, friendly, courteous, and kind. So he was a good guy. I got along good with Bill. He had a good sense of humor. You have to get along with me anyway.
Recently, Jack McCarthy toured the Coakley Middle School with the construction crews and saw the amazing progress they have been making. As a bonus, Jack chatted with the Tradeswoman of the Year.
So if you're looking at me and you feel like you want to take out a book, it's because we're in the media center at the Coakley Middle School. And lots been done since last time. I feel like I say that every time, but a lot's been done since we visited with you, Bethany, from WT Rich. So tell us what's been going on.
I think I say the same thing every time too, a lot. You'll see a lot of finishes going up right now. We are in that final stretch right now of finishes. A lot of punch list above ceiling work before we're whiting out the ceilings that we're starting on the upper floors now, so those ceiling tiles are going in. Once that's done, we're going to do some finished paint, get some cleaners in there, right? So we've been doing a lot. We've been doing a lot of starting up of equipment. Electrical is going live, lighting's been going live, and we're just working our way down the building. We just took the dance floor down in the auditorium, so we're getting that area ready to finish. So there's a lot of different areas of this project, but we're hitting them all.
So remind people, we talked about it last time, the dance floor. What do you mean by that?
Sorry, yes, the scaffolding. We installed scaffolding in the auditorium because right now the auditorium is stepped and pitched to accommodate the fixed seating that will eventually go in there. So to make that all flat so people could work off off those spaces, we put scaffolding up to level that out. So that's now out of the way, so now we can start to some finishes in
And
there.
apparently after hours, they turn it into a disco. That's why they call it the dance floor. I might have made that up. So we were up on the 4th floor. We look at, that's further along than we're on the 2nd floor now, right?
Yep.
So I noticed in 2 sections we walked around, there was a green 8 and a yellow 8. What was that all about?
It's gold, I learned.
So sorry.
Gold, not yellow. We have gold, green, and blue, and we've talked about the zones of the building. The building's split into thirds. Each zone has a different color, and each floor is a different grade. So you have 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and then each zone you have green, blue, and gold. So what you see going up now is wallpaper with some numbers, right, labeling where you are, but we also have wall colors that match. We have floor colors that match. Some of the wall tile matches. So the color scheme follows you through that space.
Yeah, so if you're on the gold or the green team, you just got a sneak preview of part of what if you're 7th grade gold, and you've got a sneak preview of what the 8th is going to look like.
Yeah.
All right, so walking around, we saw the gym. They're putting in the floor.
The floor is going in.
So acclimation has taken place. I don't know why I get obsessed with acclimation. First of all, tell the folks what acclimation is on this.
It's when we bring the wood floor into a space so it gets used to the environment it's going to be in. We actually have some humidifiers in there now. And yeah, it's been here for about 3 weeks at this point, and they had laid it all out and spread it out. So what they're doing now is actually nailing it in place. So it's not, we're going to work into sanding and finishing, but right now they're just getting it all set.
So maybe next time I'll be able to shoot a hoop from there. Actually, we should let Megan do it because she's a way better shot than I. All right, what else we got up there?
Upstairs,
Yep.
honestly, we're pretty close to just shutting the doors and locking it and staying out of that space. Again, there's some testing and balancing and equipment work, a lot of inspections that we have to do, a lot of what's called commissioning of systems to make sure they're operating correctly. So that's really going to be our focus from now until June. We've also started meeting with some of the site work subs because it's going to be warm before we know it. So
when we were walking around, we saw that in the kitchen area, there was a lot of equipment.
Yep, kitchen equipment's here on the 3rd floor and the 1st floor. So you have a 7th and 8th grade kitchen with the commons on the 3rd floor. Then you have 5th and 6th grade down on the 1st floor with the commons down there. And yeah, all the equipment's here, so they're starting the tie-ins of all that equipment.
Okay. And, since we're in the media center, just over my right, well, not over my right shoulder, but around the corner is the TV studio. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's honestly right now it looks like every other room in the place, but it's dark, has some dark ceilings in there, and it's all prepped with lots of in-wall work, right, to get you access to other spaces. So I know there's a lot of work between that and the auditorium space that the NCM will be using.
What can we expect in the next month or so?
Sure. So basically the same activities that Bethany mentioned are going to continue kind of in that cycle and sequence mode of construction where up on the 4th and 3rd floor, we received sign off from the building officials in town. So we're starting to flood those ceilings, which is install all the white ceiling tiles to fill up the ceilings to make it look like a totally complete space. And then we'll be able to do some punch list items, do some touch-up painting, and then lock those doors and walk out of those rooms and wait for the students to arrive in September. Down on the 1st floor is where we're seeing a lot of our activity in the kind of one-off specialty spaces where we have hardwoods going down in the gym. Then those will be finished in the next month, and then we'll be finishing the surface of that floor. In the auditorium, we're seeing the finishes for that space go in. The ceiling has been completed. We're seeing wall finishes now with some wood paneling. And then we'll see the seating arrive, auditorium seating arrive in the next 6 weeks, month to 6 weeks. And then also on the 1st floor, we have the black box theater, which is coming along with the ceiling being installed in that space as well. And then the typical classrooms on the 1st floor are seeing there, the same items, the counters, casework, and flooring, and things like that.
So how's it look to turning the building over in June?
Very good, very good. We're heading right towards that, and again, turning the building over in early June to get some of the principal and some of her staff in here working out of the summer, and then getting the owner's team in here to do some of the AV startups and things like that. And then we'll be ready for students end of August, early September.
As promised, I'm back with a celebrity, Cheryl Lido, who is the 2025 Tradeswoman of the Year in Massachusetts. Or is it the whole world?
I think it's just Massachusetts, but I'm honored either way.
So you get the award next month, I guess.
Yes, March 6th.
And how do you get it?
Actually, I don't know, but apparently my team at WT Rich nominated me as well as someone from Building Pathways, which is a pre-apprenticeship program where I teach part-time in the fall. They nominated me and some personal friends, and it's exciting.
Yeah, I can see that it is. And I'd be excited. As a matter of fact, I am excited for you.
Thank you.
So you talked a little bit about your teaching, but you've had kind of an extraordinary career, in my humble opinion. Tell us about it.
Well, I've been at it for 35 years, so I've done a wide range of things. I started out as an apprentice, not really knowing much about construction. I had some hands-on skills because I went to art school and I majored in sculpture, so I had some tool experience. But I went through the 4-year apprenticeship. I graduated, no problems. About 10 years in, I became a foreman on the Big Dig. Really enjoyed that. It was very hard at the time. You know, we're talking 2000 actually at this point. And then I just kept working and taking advantage of any opportunity that came. As a superintendent, I became a teacher. I ran my training program that I graduated from. And really, I'm looking forward to the next few years where I can just do my job and hopefully retire.
When Norwood News returns, get ready for a stretch. We learn what's happening at the library this month, and we get the latest in sports from Ron Marshalsea. Looking to feel better, live longer, and learn more about your body? It's not that far of a stretch to live well, as there's a brand new spot to do that right here in Norwood. Let's check out this brand new Living Local segment featuring Stretch Lab.
Hi, my name is Saviola. I am the General Manager and Sales Manager here at Stretch Lab. Stretch Lab is located right off of Route 1. If you're familiar with Norwood, we're across the street from Jake and Joe's, right inside that plaza. In Stretch Lab, we do one-on-one assisted stretching. We use technology to help us understand your body. It basically finds your joints and it helps us understand if you have any asymmetries or imbalances so that our flexologist will be able to stretch you out, whether it's for 25 minutes or 50 minutes. A lot of the times the stretching is customized, so it's really tailored to your goals, what you want to achieve, and the technology helping us see some additional stuff that you probably didn't notice that's been going on. A first-time client, when they come in, basically what happens is that we'll sit down and have a small consultation with them just to kind of figure out what their body is like, what their goals are, have they even gotten a stretch from us before or at any other facilities. And then what we do is we'll switch them off over to our flexologist. The flexologist will then take them over to our assessments, which is MAPS, and it basically tests your mobility, your activation, posture, and symmetry. And then from there, they'll explain, how your body is falling into those categories. And then they'll go through a 15-minute stretch, which is our foundational stretches, just to get a good idea. But our flexologist always tailors it just a bit so they can understand what's it like to get that customized planning for them. And then after that, they'll come back to the front desk. The flexologist will suggest some recommendations of how many times a week they should come in. And then I will speak with them about our membership options and packages and deals that we have going on. I think the number one thing that makes Stretch Lab stand out from a lot of other places is that we use the technology to really help us customize planning. A lot of the times you can sit down with a person and you can tell them what you want or what you want to achieve, but then they don't have technology that really dives deeper and shows you exactly like the areas that we should be focusing on to help you feel better. Because, you know, a lot of people when they come in, they're at a certain point and they want to get to somewhere else. So we really just try to emphasize like this is only where you are right now. The more that we work at your goals and being consistent will get you to where you really want to be. Stretch Lab is designed for everybody from 9 to 99. It really doesn't matter. We want to help you feel better, move better, and just be able to live longer with your family, with your friends. So if you have lower back problems, neck issues, hamstrings, muscle pain, joint pain, or if you just want to increase your flexibility, whether you want to learn how to do a back bend or do a split, we will help you. You know, all of our flexologists go through an accredited training to really help them understand the body, and they all graduated with some form of kinesiology, sports medicine, or exercise science. So everybody here is here to help you be the best you that you can be. The Norwood community has been very helpful with Stretch Lab. We've been able to branch out and work with different businesses. One of our business besties is the Norwood title. We've been able to do a lot of work with them. Still trying to get more out there, but we're here in Norwood. So definitely pull up. We want to help you live longer, so yeah. My number one thing that I really enjoy is just seeing the smile on people's faces when they really be like, oh my God, I can touch my toes now. Or after they get the stretch, they're just like, wow, that felt so good. I never knew that, you know, someone can help me with this. Because, you know, you can stretch on your own and get as good of a benefit as you can. But when you have somebody actually helping you, assisting you and letting you know, hey, we can go a little bit deeper here, or hey, we can go a little deeper there, it makes it a little bit better. The overall benefits of stretching is phenomenal. Like, you will feel better, you'll wake up feeling stronger, you'll wake up feeling like I can do more. Sometimes when you come to Stretch Lab, you'll leave feeling better. So overall, if you're looking to kind of decrease any tightness or discomfort that you're feeling, we will help you. It's strictly stretching. And we use additional equipment like the Theragun and the massage ball to kind of really help dive deeper into those areas. So if you're really, really looking to kind of really tap into how can you make yourself feel better, pull up the Stretch Lab.
A message from the town clerk's office. Anyone who wishes to vote by mail must complete an application. There are applications available around town, including the library, senior center, civic center, town hall, and light department. The application is also available on the town website, or residents can call the town clerk's office and request an application be mailed to them. The deadline to apply for a vote by mail ballot is Monday, March 31st, 2025. No application will be accepted after that date. All ballots must be returned to the town hall on or before Monday, April 7th, 2025 by 8 p.m. Ballots can be dropped off in drop boxes at town hall, the brown box in the front of the town hall, and the blue box in the back parking lot. The deadline for voter registration is Friday, March 28th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Any questions, call the town clerk's office at 781-762-1240. Now let's throw it over to Bridget Kidd for the latest in school news.
I'm Bridget Kidd, and let's check out what's happening in our Norwood schools. In Norwood High School and school nutrition news, during this heartfelt season, Cupid struck freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors with another dilemma at February's Student Choice event. The choices were a Thai sweet chili chicken noodle bowl and Philly cheesesteak bomb. The race was on this Valentine's Day to determine which dish would win. The sweet chili Thai chicken bowl won over the hearts of the students at NHS with its sweet and spicy flavor. Students at NHS can look forward to the Thai sweet chili chicken bowl next month. Student Choice is a program through Norwood School Nutrition and Charwell's to give students the opportunity to try different recipes and select one to be added to their school lunch menu. Earlier this month, Coakley Middle School's National Junior Honor Society hosted kids from the Willett to 5th grade from across the town for a Parents' Night Out event, where proceeds will benefit the 22 Mohawks organization. This amazing and local organization supports veterans, active military, and first responders in suicide prevention. The event included face painting, origami, Valentine's Day cards, making giant 3D snowflakes, as well as various other activities. The night ended with a movie. A fun time was had by all. Very proud of the awesome students that make up this year's National Junior Honor Society. The week before February break was a busy one at the Prescott School. 3rd grade students participated in the Living Wax Museum. They picked a historical figure, singer, athlete, explorer, or artist to read a biography about and complete a research project. Students made posters to share a timeline of the person's life. Then, 3rd graders dressed up as their biography subject in a Living Wax Museum. Families were invited in, as well as other classes, to listen to the 3rd graders recite a presentation about their person. Kudos to the 3rd graders. Also at the Prescott, students participated in an activity for their whole school read of The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate DiCamillo. Upper grades were paired with younger grades to complete a STEM challenge. Using recycled materials, students needed to design a high chair for Edward, the rabbit that was at least 6 inches from the ground, and held him in the high chair for 10 seconds. Students worked in pairs to create a design, build their model, and improve upon their model to reach success. It was an exciting event to have all students inside the school participate in a STEM activity at the same time. At the Callahan School, to celebrate the 100th day of school, students were dressed to impress. Let's take a look. At the Cleveland School, they also celebrated the 100th day of school with a special challenge. The 5th graders were broken up into 10 teams. Each team was given 100 cups, and they had 15 minutes to make the tallest structure possible. The team with the tallest structure when the timer went off were the winners. The 5th grade class had a lot of fun and worked together to try and win the challenge. Also at the Cleveland, the 2025 winner of the Cleveland School Readers Award is Lisa Phipps, and then boom. As a part of the Books and Beyond Challenge, 4th and 5th grade students read, wrote reviews, and posted their thinking online. Kindergarten students at the Willett Early Childhood Center celebrated Black History Month with a special visit from Officer Baguma and everyone's favorite four-legged Mustang, Mustang Sally. Officer Baguma shared the picture book May Among the Stars by Rhoda Allman. The book tells the story of Mae Armstrong, the first African-American woman to travel in space. The story encourages students to dream big and reach for the stars, just like May. After the assembly, Dr. Bollier gave each kindergartner their own star to write and draw about their dreams, and Officer Baguma and Sally gifted them a squishy globe to remind the students of this story and to work hard. The star will cover the hallways of the Willett. Thank you, Officer Baguma and Mustang Sally, for a great celebration. The youngest Mustangs at Little Mustangs Preschool Academy learned about our solar system, Earth, and astronauts. Their students have enjoyed the dramatic play Space Center and rocket ship, as well as some alien word games and star counting. They created their own rocket ship and enjoyed watching what it would be like from the inside of an actual rocket ship during blastoff and into orbit. That wraps up this week's school news. A big thank you to all of the teachers who keep us in the loop with their updates. It really helps us see the wonderful things happening in our schools. Reporting for Norwood School News, I'm Bridget Kidd. And now here's Ron Marshallsea with the latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshallsea, and this is your sports update. The girls' basketball team hosted Tewksbury in the round of 32 in the D2 tournament, and after a nail-biting back and forth, Tewksbury moved on to the round of 16. The Mustangs went 15-6 overall and finished the season TVL large champs. There are a lot of underclassmen on this team, and I think we'll be seeing much more of them in the coming winter seasons. And good luck to both seniors, Ava Morad and Ava O'Neill. The boys' basketball team got to host Bristol Plymouth in the preliminary round and got the massive win 73-58. The Mustangs had a solid performance all around, including a few massive blocks by the TVL large MVP, Alex Ukimchik, and 3 after 3 after 3 from Michael Dever to help Norwood run away with this one. They move on to the round of 16 and will be at Tewksbury Friday the 28th at 6 o'clock. The girls hockey team faced off against Nauset down on the Cape but couldn't leave with the win after a back and forth game. The 3 goals were scored by Isla Wilson and Emily Spadorsha, who had 2. Norwood finishes 10-10-1 overall on the year, and best of luck to the 5 seniors, Michaela Brown, Molly Roach, Bernadette Tenor, Emily Spadorsha, and Ava Hines. The boys hockey team scored the most goals I've ever seen in a hockey game in person when they put up 10 goals against Dartmouth in the round of 32. 6 different Mustangs found the back of the net in this one. Owen McDougall and Sviat Antipkin each scored 1, and Mark Trahan, Jason Gillis, TJ Martin, and Langston Coyle all had 2 apiece, and Brody Foley had 25 saves in the net. The goal of the night was easily the incredible effort from Jason Gillis to get knocked down, spun around, and still got the shot off and into the net. The boys move on to the round of 16 to go up against number 1 seeded Bill Ricca Saturday the 1st at 7. Congratulations to the following wrestlers who qualified and competed at States last week: James Botello at 126, Ahmed Elfi at 157, Jay Merritt at 175, and Drew Bartuka at 190. Also congratulations to NHS record holder in multiple races Caleb Kwan for competing at the MIAA D2 State Swim and Dive Meet in the 200 individual medley. And one more congratulations to Natalie Martin for competing at the MIAA Indoor Track and Field Meet of Champions and finished 13th in the mile and 16th in the 2 mile. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshallson, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
Norwood Community Media is proud to cover many of the special events that are held at the Morrill Memorial Library. The Simone Room is a place where members of the Norwood community can meet award-winning and best-selling authors, presenters, and town officials. If you are unable to attend these events, NCM rebroadcasts them on our community channel, and they are also available on demand. Norwood Community Media and the Morrill Memorial Library, a partnership for the town of Norwood. The Board of Health met Monday morning at the Senior Center. The meeting began with the appointment of Riley Ellis as an agent of the Board of Health and Kristen McIntyre as a regional public health nurse. The public health nurses and environmental health inspectors delivered their reports to the board. Health Director Stacy Lane delivered her update to close the meeting after answering a few questions from the board. Representatives of the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee presented to the Planning Board Monday night. The presentation focused on ideas that could make Norwood a more equitable place to live. Later in the meeting, Home Market Foods appeared for a site plan review and a special permit request. The board raised concerns about plowing in the area and trucking traffic. The board ultimately approved their request with special conditions. The Planning Board will meet again on March 10th. The school committee met remotely on Tuesday afternoon to discuss the superintendent's proposed reduction of their budget request before appearing at the Budget Balancing Committee. The school committee reviewed a $1.2 million budget request reduction.
So there are 3 tiers, actually 2 tiers that we're looking at. The first tier, the first thing you'll see on this document is technology. This is our thought exchange program, our survey software that we've been using. We had projected originally $37,000 for this software next year. It's not an inexpensive software. We got it for much less this year. They've actually offered us even less for next year, but this is still on the table in tier 1 reductions, $37,000. The next one says, and I want to be really clear, it says new Coakley positions 5.0, but it also says through transfers or restructure. So I am not recommending that we reduce the increases that we have requested for these positions. However, to reduce other positions so we don't have to ask for funding for the new positions. So again, this is not reducing the ask to add to the Coakley as we open it next fall. It is reducing other positions so we don't have to ask for the budget that we have in the preliminary. Those positions are 5 positions that we currently have, and we are looking to modify the way that we provide our specials at the elementary level, as we have an entire 5th grade moving up to the middle school. And this would reduce, well, first let me say, this will allow for a specialist schedule that allows for prep time for teachers at their grade levels, right? So all grade level 1 teachers, for example, in each school will have the same prep time where they can decide to do common planning time during that time if they go forward to really enhance instruction. It will allow for common planning time or similar prep times for all of the specialists. Each specialist will be in 2 different schools in one day under this model, with time in the middle for travel and for lunch and setup and breakout time. It will allow for each of the elementary schools to have similar specials where we have had inconsistencies in the past, but also provide for the ability for us to reduce 3 positions that we currently have for elementary specials. Tier 2, as you know, as part of the preliminary budget, I had requested in their 1.6 FTEs to allow for department chairs at the middle school level. This model provided for a pre-K to 4 STEM coordinator and a pre-K to 4 humanities coordinator. And then we would have the department chairs at the middle school, which would require 0.4 release time for the content area teachers, math, science, social studies, and English. It would either be 1.6 FTE, or if we couldn't provide and find staffing at 0.4s, we could have a 1.0 curriculum coordinator, which is there instead. If we were to reduce that ask of about 125,000, we would shift the pre-K to 4 humanities and pre-K to 4 STEM to pre-K to 8 to manage this, with the expectation that we would have the team leader stipends in the content areas at the middle school level to support as well. This also includes the reduction of an elementary position. This position right now at the Oldham School has minimal class sizes, or some class sizes that could be combined. So this would be a tier 2 reduction possibility at the Oldham. This one is something that I'm not recommending. I don't love any of these, but in particular, moving to scenario 1, as you know, we were going to have to request an additional teacher. So I do not recommend that we do this, although there is a way to do it for next year.
The school committee will meet again on March 5th. The Board of Selectmen met in the Harry Butters Chambers at Town Hall on Tuesday night. The appointments in front of the board included Michael Reardon from Bay State Wine and Spirits with a change of manager application. Public Works Director and Town Engineer Mark Ryan, as well as Director of Finance and Town Accountant Jeff O'Neill followed, with Luke Adams from Luke Adams Glass Blowing getting a 4-to-1 approval to use the liquor license he has in a temporary manner, while the rest of the building continues to be renovated. The board approved several car washes at the municipal lot and events on the town common, as well as sandwich board displays for the League of Women Voters and the Norwood Garden Club. Town manager Tony Mizuko then talked about a 12-month banner request on the poles between Vernon Street and Day Street, advertising the town's effort to finish Norwood Hospital and the website finishthejobnorwood.com. The banner would be taken down when others have been approved throughout the year. The Budget Balancing Committee met Wednesday night and started by discussing shared costs. Town manager Tony Mizuko shared some good news. The Blue Hills assessment is lower than last year, which reduced share costs slightly. Pensions and health insurance costs continue to be a challenge. Following that discussion, the committee unanimously agreed to final budget targets for the Facilities Department, the School Department budget, and the Town Government budget. Finally, the committee had a brief discussion about long-term planning and how all boards could participate in the discussion. Also on Wednesday, the Community Preservation Committee met in the Drummy Room of the Town Hall and reviewed materials and projects that they will propose to the Finance Commission on March 6th. The committee discussed the draft agreement for the Washington Heights roof replacement proposal, which they will provide to the Finance Commission. The Community Preservation Committee will meet again on Wednesday, March 12th. Tune into NCM's government channel to watch full meetings or watch them anytime on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. The months are flying by, and Library Director Clayton Cheever is back with books, events, and activities to share for the month of March.
Greetings, library lovers. Welcome to the Morrill Memorial Library, Norwood's public library for everyone. When do you visit the library? If you haven't been by recently, we're open 7 days a week until 9 at night on weekdays and until 5 on weekends. With our app and website, we can fit into everyone's life. I'm Clayton Cheever. I use he, his pronouns, and I'm your library director. This month, CFCE, that's Coordinated Family and Community Engagement, partners with a local occupational therapist for a virtual program on sensory-friendly mealtime approaches on Tuesday, March 4th at 6:30. This virtual program, called Picky Eating No Problem, does require registration, so please make sure you reserve a spot if you'd like to attend. CFCE offers a new parent workshop every month on a different topic related to early childhood. Get all the details in the CFCE newsletter, which you can easily subscribe to from our library's homepage, norwoodlibrary.org. We are thrilled to partner once again with the Norwood Evening Garden Club for the 19th annual Art in Bloom exhibition. Join us on March 22nd and 23rd. We'll have art from 10 Norwood High and 10 Walpole High students, each paired with an original interpretive floral display composed by members of the Norwood Evening Garden Club. Our Sunday concert series kicks off again this month, and we have some real treats in store this year. On March 16th, join us for some ukulele music with the Unlikely Strummers. On March 30th, enjoy Chilean singer-songwriter Ricardo Parra performing a variety of music from Beatles to Latin songs. Registration is required for each of our Sunday concerts to make sure everyone gets a seat. Please sign up online or call the reference desk at 781-769-0200, extension 2. The Musical Sundays concert series is supported by the Library Endowment Fund. Tax day is approaching. Don't wait. We have limited tax forms and instructions at the library. Visit our webpage for more assistance. Now let's dive into some fantastic books. Whether you're looking for a delightful read for kids or something more profound for adult readers, we've got something special for everyone, and let's jump right in. Find comfort routines and the challenges of growing up in community with No More Senora Mimi by Meg Medina. With warm, flowing illustrations by Brittany Tichese and very charming storyline, I agree with Kirkus Reviews. This book is an affectionate shout-out to sitters and a compassionate consideration of caregivers. Dream a Dress, Dream a Poem by Nancy Johnson James is a celebration of dressmaker and poet Myra Viola Wilds that will inspire young readers to dream big and embrace their creativity. Each page, beautifully illustrated by Diana Hihata, is a vibrant celebration of imagination and self-expression. This book is truly beautifully crafted with captivating verse and stunning illustrations. Here are a couple for more experienced readers. For a powerful read, A Woman is No Man by Itaf Rum explores 3 generations of Palestinian American women delving into identity, culture, and resilience. A compelling narrative that stays with you. Find hope for your own fight against authoritarianism between the covers of The Light of Days by Judy Battalion. This is a gripping account of young, courageous Jewish women who fought in the resistance during World War II. Meticulously researched and vividly written, this book shines a light on the untold stories of these heroic women, making it an essential read for history enthusiasts and all of us seeking historical inspiration. Did you know we have puzzles you can borrow here at the library and complete at home? I brought some that have freshly been added to our collection this month, including this set of 10 beginner 2-piece puzzles, this cool truck puzzle, a double-sided puzzle with bugs on one side and birds on the other, and an above and below puzzle for young dinosaur lovers. We have lots of puzzles for more experienced hands as well, and we'd love to tell you all about our new competitive puzzle night. Just ask. These and so many other great tools, musical instruments, games, and more can be found in our Library of Things. Visit our website and browse our Library of Things from the Books and More menu to see what other treasures we have waiting for you. Before I sign off, I want to thank our dear friends of the library. Anytime the library is open, you can browse their ongoing book sale in the Nook just by the door to our parking lot. The Friends provide program support throughout the year, including the funds for crafts and supplies for programs for kids and teens. So this month, they also provided the funds for a virtual program with Amanda Jones, author of That Librarian, on the 16th, and the revolutionary murder conspiracy about Bathsheba Spooner, presented by scholar Andrew Noon on Thursday evening, March 20th. Please make sure you have an active membership in the Friends and support them whenever possible, as they make possible so much of what we present here. We are so grateful for all their ongoing support. That's a wrap for this Moral Moment. I'm Clayton Cheever, your guide through the wonders of the library, wishing you a marvelous March. We can't wait to see you at the library. Until next time, happy reading.
NCM has been out and about working hard to bring content and segments to viewers like you. Let's take a look at what NCM has been up to behind the scenes. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.